Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about one of the important aspect of research, one of the intelligent aspect of leadership. So leadership is a very important factor. Leadership can help and grow in a professional way. So discuss of leadership assessment survey, as well as most important thing is that we need to understand that how the leadership is a positions, leading and following. So leading and following is a most important aspect of leadership. McGregor's, is McGregor's a good leader? It's some of the question I'm asking. Would you like to work for him? What are the limitations to his approach? So fact is that he has a very important aspect. Just do it and then inform managers, review with managers and then do it, provide input. There are some of the important aspects about the introduction of the new idea or concept occur within the context of the organization or existing culture. Culture transformation may be needed to institutionalize new idea, but the existing culture is the reality. Successful leaders leverage the existing culture to the change the culture. Probiotics. So distributed leadership in a global dispersed teams. So multiple stakeholder, distributed leaders is remote site, local manager, local expert, remote site, local manager, local expert. Focus or attention equals to accountability or priority. Network or relationship equals to accessibility to the information or influence. So for that particular issues, what we find, task product interdependence, decouples or couples, there are few factors. Example, centralized collaboration or coordinate in decision making, wasteful. Then independent, local practice, global process. Task or product interdependence, decouples. Then couples, chaos. Global knowledge sharing, global policies and practices, willingness to the truth fellow team members share knowledge and best practices and implement corporate and local change. Team structure, process or communication technology, local policies and practices. Some team collaboration, need for communication infrastructure to support collaborations. We need to go for the communication occurs among people who know one another. Remote site tend to feel isolate, lack of sensitivity to local culture, language, time differences, etc. People assume other use technology the way they do. Need for interaction protocol. Collaboration technologies can create and mitigate conflict. Capturing mind shares, face-to-face communications, transmitted controls and receiver controls. Transmitted control, distance communications and bed received receiver controlled. There are few other important aspects. Let's say the paralysis of the time pressure, ineffective collaboration, lack of mind share, focus on terms, lack of mind share during meetings, time gap, time space of team activities, time required for the team activities. Impact of team interactions, time spent on team activities, time gap, time requirement for the team activities. Let's say lack of preparation for the team meeting, late arrival, no shows, multitasking, redundant discussions, reduced team member input, influence meetings, meeting spent doing things that should have been done asynchronously, and ineffective collaborations. Technique for closing the gap. Align local and global objective and priorities. Clarify each team member's role and purpose for being part of the virtual team. Create share accountability to team processing and protocol. Shift work to more synchronous interaction to make meeting more valuable. Added, encourage frequent and continuous communication between team members, make assumptions and personal agendas explicit, provide a human link in the virtual environment. So in that particular situation, what we can find, background of the readings, peer team member feedbacks, and view and discuss classic team. So there are many interesting aspects that team members can do, many interesting aspects that team members can collaborate, and most important thing is that there are many important things that leaders can do. But definitely we need to share about our team. We need to care about our team. We need to grow properly with our teams. We need to discuss and develop about our team. So we can discuss leadership assessment survey, leadership development planning. So if we do this leadership assessment, you can find that 45 self-assessment, 40 receive feedback from others. So if we go Sarah is a shock, A is a anger, R is a rejection, A equals to action. Interpreting the feedback, look for difference that are greater than one. Look for patterns, example, tendency to the red self higher, lower. Think out your reference point versus others, expectation, cultural difference, organizational norms. Do I understand the feedback? Your interns way things are perceived by others. Is it valid or occult? Perceptions is reality. Is it important? Linked to career goals. Do I know to change? Choice is yours. So if we go the credibility, trustworthiness, impact on result, executive, external boundary, many important aspects actually we have to think. We have to go for the authentic system, inquiries, and everything. So there are many important aspects we are moving. There are many effective aspects we are moving. We need to understand the tries is look among perspective, and we have to go for different aspects that will help to grow our leaderships and leadership assessment. So where we have been multiple perspective on leaderships, we need to understand where we previously have been, our personal characteristic statistics, situational, transformational, change management distributed. Where we are going, learn to lead. Leadership is a development process, learn from experience. Personal leadership development planning uses 360-degree leadership assessment and summer team peer feedback as input. Create and build upon opportunities to develop your leadership competency. Set concrete goal. Learning to lead, personal discovery, use of all communication model, talking, listening, reading, writing. Active learning, find activities or practice field that make sense to you. Recognize that change requires immense personal effort. We can go for alumni mentor, one-to-one discussion with Bill Hansons. So if we go this framework, framework is very important. We can go for self-assessment, reflection, and practice. In these frameworks, we need tools or frameworks, result or knowledge. So if we can understand that we have different kind of knowledge, if we can understand that there are different kind of effective things in our knowledge, if we can understand there is a different kind of perseverance and effectiveness in our things, then we can grow our economy in an effective way. The successful leadership start with knowledge, knowing, and leadership oneself, like values and passion, strength and weakness, leadership signature, reaction to stress and advertise. These are the factors we can think in an effective way. Beside that, all students will change themselves to develop their leadership potential through experimenting and growing outside their comfort zone and leaving a sustainable legacy. So if you go for personal development planning, what does leadership means to you personally? What are your leadership strength and development needs? What are you passionate about? What legacy would like to leave behind from your time in LGO? Being to formulate a reject or plan that will help you achieve your personal goal and objective. Deliberately memo to yourself. So if we have a alumni panel, that kind of time we can discuss few questions. What did you learn about leadership and your own leadership capabilities during your time in LGO? What specific activities were most helpful to you in strengthen your leadership competencies? What do you wish you would have done but did not find time to do during the 2 years you were in LGO? So there are 10 minutes of each. What are you passionate about? What legacy might you leave behind when you graduate? How will that help you further developing your leadership competency? What are the key takeaways from the summer leadership discussion? Identify the 3 lessons you will carry with you in your leadership journey. These are the major factors of the leadership. These are the major important factors of the leaderships. If we can understand this leadership and leadership things in an effective way, that time we can move with a different kind of capabilities. That time we can move with a different kind of activities. So understanding the leadership capacity and understanding the leadership factor is very much important. And if we can understand these things in an effective way, that time we can grow, we can develop, we can understand, and we can influence our activities in a professional way. So this is ultimately the objective of School of Talent Economy. We want to grow more leaders. We want to grow more effective peoples, and we want to grow more human who can help and grow our economy in an effective way. Thank you, everyone, those who join in our session.